Hi, this is Ed from Wright. We're going to do a quick walkthrough on how to change the oil on your commercial mower and why it's important to change your oil. And lastly, we're going to go inside and we're going to show you what happens if you run your engine out of oil. To change your oil, first you want to warm up the engine and then let it cool for a few minutes. Warming up the engine will stir the contaminants up so that they'll flush quickly and effectively from your engine. Now, you want to loosen your oil cap so the engine will breathe. We've already attached to the drain hose, and using a 10mm wrench, you want to loosen this valve several turns until the oil begins to flow. To change your filter, first you need to loosen it. Using a filter wrench or a pair of filter tongs, which are my favorite, loosen the filter. You want to get a dense rag, put it underneath the filter, because when the filter comes loose from the engine, a little oil will pour from it. I'm going to pull the filter out, set it aside. Then, using original engine manufacturer's filter, which is specifically designed for your engine, you want to go ahead and oil the gasket and snugly hand tighten it. Now, your oil change interval when you first buy your mower is 8 hours. After that, you want to change your engine oil every 100 hours. And the filter for most engines needs to be changed every other time, except for the Briggs Vanguard engine, which you want to change every time you change your engine oil. Changing your oil is important for several reasons. The oil acts as a coolant. The oil is pumped through all the major parts of the engine. As it runs back into the sump, it's cooled. Also, the oil dilutes contaminants, whether they're products of combustion or contamination from the air intake, and the oil takes those in and dilutes them over time. There's also additives in your oils, detergents and friction modifiers that break down over time, and changing your oil will replenish them. To fill your engine, first, you want to be sure that your oil drain has been shut off. Remove the cap and add oil. So you'll want to add about 1.5 quarts of oil to your engine at first. Once it's filled up, you'll want to run the engine for a few minutes to charge the filter and all the different parts of the engine. Run it for a few minutes, check the oil, and refill again. On a Kawasaki, you don't need to thread the oil filter cap in. You just set it down, lift it out, and check your level. Here we are back in the shop. We're going to start this engine and run it for a few minutes. This demonstration will show you what happens if you run your engine out of oil. Your engine continues to burn oil throughout the day and the week, and so you want to check it every day. If you don't, it could run out, and we'll see what happens. After running without oil for about 3.5 minutes, this engine seized up. Here, you can see that there's a hole behind the starter. Here, we have a connecting rod bolt. It's bent and stripped out. Here's a piece of the connecting rod cap. It really was a catastrophic failure. Here's a piece of the piston apron. And here, we have the end of the connecting rod. As you can see, there's metal transfer between the crankshaft and the connecting rod. Unfortunately, a failure like this would not be covered by the engine manufacturer's warranty. Although this is a pretty extreme demonstration, this is what would happen if you don't properly top up your oil and you let it run dry. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe.